Speak French, skip the line. Canada's 2025 immigration hack. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. If you're dreaming of calling Canada home but feel stuck in the express entry system, this video is exactly what you need. Today, we're breaking down one of the most powerful shifts in Canadian immigration policy. How speaking French can unlock a fast track to permanent residency, even if your CRS score isn't sky high. Canada is changing the game in 2025, and for thousands of skilled workers around the world, this could be your golden opportunity. Whether you're fluent or just starting out, French could be the key to skipping the line. And we're going to show you why. Make sure you watch all the way through, because toward the end we'll walk you through a practical roadmap that could boost your chances of getting PR faster than you thought possible. You won't want to miss that part. And of course, if you find this helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Let's get started. The immigration dream meets the CRS wall. Canada continues to rank among the top destinations for global talent. With its strong public healthcare, safety, and globally respected education system, it's not surprising that many people consider Canada the best country to settle in long term. But wanting to move here is one thing. Getting through the immigration process? That's another story. The gateway for most skilled workers is the express entry system, which uses the comprehensive ranking system or CRS to score candidates. Points are awarded based on your age, education, work experience, and your ability to speak English or French. But over the years, CRS cutoffs in general draws have increased significantly, sometimes surpassing 540 points. What that means is this. Even highly qualified candidates, people who've studied or worked in Canada, have solid English test scores, or hold advanced degrees are getting stuck in the system, with no clear pathway to permanent residence. And when every point counts, the difference between waiting years and getting invited this month could come down to one thing. Language. The quiet revolution. French becomes a fast lane. French has always been one of Canada's official languages. But in 2025, it's not just a cultural asset, it's a shortcut. The Canadian government, through Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, has made it clear. French-speaking candidates are now a priority. To make this happen, the department has introduced category-based express entry draws that specifically focus on applicants who demonstrate strong French proficiency. These draws are separate from the general ones and are based on language ability, not just overall CRS ranking. Why is this happening? Canada is actively trying to grow Francophone communities outside of Quebec. This means that if you speak French, your chances of immigrating just increase dramatically. These changes aren't symbolic. They're structural and they are already transforming the way people are selected for permanent residency. Real numbers, real impact. The 2025 Express Entry French draws. This isn't just policy talk, it's playing out in the numbers. On March 21, 2025, a French-speaking draw sent out 7,500 invitations to apply. The lowest CRS score accepted? Just 379. General draws around that time were hovering near 530. That's a difference of over 150 points. Earlier that same month, another draw specifically for French speakers invited 4,500 candidates at a score of just 410. These scores are dramatically lower than what's typically required, making French speakers some of the most competitive candidates in the pool. This isn't a one-time situation. The government has confirmed that French language category draws are part of its long-term strategy. And with additional draws expected throughout the year, the opportunities will only continue to grow. A national strategy. Francophone immigration outside Quebec. The shift toward prioritizing French-speaking candidates isn't isolated to express entry. It's part of a national demographic strategy. Canada is aiming to increase the proportion of French-speaking permanent residents settling outside of Quebec. That's right, outside of Quebec. This is a plan to grow bilingualism across the country, not just preserve it in one province. In 2025, Canada set a target of admitting over 29,000 French-speaking immigrants outside Quebec. That's 8.5% of all permanent residents. By 2026, that number is expected to rise to 31,350, or 9.5%. In 2027, the goal is 10%. That means over 31,500 French-speaking newcomers per year. This is a historic shift. For decades, French-speaking immigrants were encouraged to settle almost exclusively in Quebec. But as other provinces face aging populations and labor shortages, especially in bilingual roles, the federal government is now pushing for more widespread distribution of Francophone immigrants. Provinces like Ontario, Manitoba, and Nova Scotia are leading the way. Funding the future. $9.3 million invested in Francophone communities. On March 20, 2025, Canada celebrated International Francophone Day not just with speeches, but with action. Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada announced a $9.3 million investment into 12 new projects aimed at strengthening Francophone minority communities across the country. The funding supports everything from French language training and employment services to long-term retention programs. These initiatives are focused on making sure French-speaking immigrants not only arrive in Canada but stay, settle, and succeed, especially in provinces where French is a minority language. Through partnerships with local organizations and municipalities, the government is creating a support system for Francophones that goes beyond the immigration process. It's about integration, inclusion, and long-term community building. Provincial programs aligning with the French advantage. Federal policy isn't acting alone. Provinces are stepping up to match this strategy. Ontario's French-speaking skilled worker stream is a prime example. Operated through the Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, this stream selects candidates directly from the express entry pool who meet French language criteria even if their CRS scores aren't especially high. Once nominated by Ontario, candidates receive an additional 600 CRS points, all but guaranteeing an invitation to apply in the next round. This has created a strong incentive for French-speaking candidates to consider Ontario as a landing spot, and the province is expanding its services to support this growing community. Other provinces have followed suit. Manitoba, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia are developing or enhancing Francophone streams in their own nominee programs, making this opportunity available from coast to coast. Quebec's contradiction. French is valued, but entry is restricted. Now here's the twist. Quebec, the province where French is the primary language, has actually made immigration more difficult. At least for now. In late 2024, the Quebec government paused applications for key programs like the Regular Skilled Worker Program and the graduate stream of the Quebec Experience Program. This moratorium is expected to last until at least mid-2025. The province cited concerns about its capacity to integrate immigrants, along with a renewed focus on language testing. While Quebec has every right to manage its own immigration intake, this has created a strange contradiction. French-speaking immigrants are now more welcome outside Quebec than within it. As a result, many French speakers are choosing to settle in other provinces, where they can access the benefits of federal immigration pathways and more flexible policies. The CRS problem and the French solution. Let's get back to the heart of the problem. CRS scores. In a general express entry draw, even a highly qualified candidate can find themselves stuck in the 470s or 480s with no clear timeline for selection. Add in the fact that draws have recently crossed the 530 mark, and it's no wonder people are frustrated. Now here's where French changes everything. In category-based draws, French-speaking candidates are getting invited with scores as low as 379. That's over 150 points lower than general cutoffs in some rounds. If you're already in the express entry pool and not seeing movement, that should be your wake-up call. This isn't a workaround or a loophole. It's the new system. French language proficiency is being directly rewarded because it serves a national need. And candidates who meet the requirement are seeing results fast. Thank you for staying with us this far. We appreciate your time and hope you're finding this breakdown helpful. Now let's shift gears and talk about what this means for you. Whether you already speak French or you're just realizing it might be worth learning, this next part is where it all comes together. Taking action. Your roadmap to a faster PR. Let's make this actionable. If you already speak French and can demonstrate at least CLB 7, your next step is to take a recognized language test. Canada accepts two. The TEF Canada and the TCF Canada. These exams are designed to measure real-world French ability across speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Once you've taken the test and uploaded your results to your Express Entry profile, you'll be eligible for category-based draws aimed specifically at French-speaking candidates. If your score qualifies, you could receive an invitation to apply even if your CRS is below the threshold for general draws. Some candidates have seen results in a matter of weeks. But what if you don't speak French yet? Then this is the time to start. Learning French doesn't require relocating or quitting your job. You can begin online using free apps, formal courses, or certified prep programs. Many candidates aim to reach B2 level on the CEFR scale, which matches CLB 7 on Canada's language benchmarks. The investment in language learning isn't just about immigration. It's about what happens after you arrive. The professional edge. Why French pays long term. Once you're in Canada, being bilingual isn't just a resume boost. It's a career accelerator. Many sectors rely heavily on workers who can operate in both official languages. These include government administration, law enforcement, education, customer support, and healthcare. Even in the private sector, French opens doors in sales, HR, marketing, and technology, especially in client-facing roles. In cities like Ottawa and Moncton, bilingualism is often required. In Toronto, Vancouver, and Calgary, it's quickly becoming a competitive advantage. Employers value the ability to serve both English and French-speaking clients, especially in federally regulated industries like finance, telecom, and transportation. French isn't just a language. It's a passport to higher pay, faster promotions, and more job options. What's next? The Francophone Tech Fast Track. If you work in tech, there's even more reason to be excited. As part of Canada's tech talent strategy, government departments have been evaluating new pilot programs aimed at addressing critical labor shortages in high-demand tech roles. Among the options being explored is a new Francophone tech pathway. This stream would allow French-speaking professionals in fields like software engineering, AI, cybersecurity, and data science to apply for a fast-tracked work permit combined with a streamlined PR application. It's designed to support both economic growth and bilingualism in one move. If this pathway launches, it could become one of the most efficient immigration programs available, especially for candidates who meet both language and industry criteria. Tech talent is already in short supply across Canada. Combine that with the national goal to build bilingual capacity, and you've got a formula for one of the most powerful immigration routes in the coming years. It's more than a shortcut. It's a strategy. In 2025, Canada is making it clear. French is no longer just a cultural requirement. It's a core part of the country's immigration strategy. It's being rewarded with faster processing, easier access, and deeper support. For skilled workers who've been waiting on the sidelines, especially those blocked by CRS cutoffs, this is a second chance. If you're already fluent, take the test. If you're close, prepare and schedule it. And if you're starting from scratch, know that every hour you spend learning could bring you closer to a new life in Canada. This isn't about jumping the queue. It's about aligning with where Canada is headed, and positioning yourself as exactly the kind of newcomer the country is looking for. Because now, more than ever, language is power. And French might be your most valuable asset. Thanks for watching Canada Chronicles. If you found this video helpful, do us a favor, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next update. We'll keep bringing you the latest, most accurate immigration insights to help you move forward with confidence. Have questions or want us to cover something specific next? Drop it in the comments. We're listening. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and see you in the next video.